everybody, it's Amanda from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today I'm going to make a beautiful card inspired by the wonderful Christina Griffiths, who's a fantastic creator. She does work for a contraband company, so I'm being inspired by her, but I'm using totally different products. And I'm using the Falling Flowers set, which is a beautiful set, and you can find it on, just get my catalogue. It is in the annual catalogue on page 143, and it's here. And we've got this beautiful sample here as well. It's absolutely stunning. And the coordinating thinlits are in the back of the catalogue on page 216. So I'm going to do some watercolouring. I'm going to stamp some of these on to watercolour paper. And then I'm going to heat emboss them with white embossing powder. And then I'm going to watercolour them, and then I'm going to cut them out. That's if I ever get round to it, because I have started and stopped this video 3 times. It's like Piccadilly Circus at my house again today, with deliveries and postmen and goodness knows what. So I have loaded up the stamps that I want to use on my Stamparatus plate here, and the benefit of this is that, you know, it clicks out. It's easier. There's nothing else on the market like this. A lot of my customers have got this on the, you know, the advanced ordering. Those that haven't, unfortunately, will have to wait until the summer when the new catalogue's out. But it's amazing. And we've got 2 stamping platforms. If I just quickly show you, I'm not doing a full demonstration. We've got 2 stamping platforms, so you can stamp like that. Stamp like that. You could have stamps loaded on the other side, turn it round and stamp. It saves you loads of time. It's a bigger surface area if you've got problems with your, you know, with gripping blocks, or if you shake when you're stamping perhaps, anything like that. This will make it easier because you've got a larger surface to press down on. To help you get it more precise. And the other benefit is that I can stamp that now, and if I want another row of exactly the same, I don't have to start moving my paper. All I have to do is lift that out, move it down 3 notches, click it back in and stamp again. So that's a massive benefit of this, and it's a special feature exclusive to this model by Stampin' Up, and I think it's really clever. So I'm just going to dust buddy me embossing buddy, not dust buddy, that's my own personal name for it. Then I'm going to Versamark these stamps up, and I have rested my plate here just on a small clear block, just so I've got a flat surface rather than it falling all the way down. It just gives me an easier flat surface. I need lots and lots of that Versamark because this is watercolour paper, and it's just a little bit harder to ink up. Okay, so I'm down to that one there, so let's have a look. I think I better ink those again, to be honest. I think I will. And this really strong magnet will stop my paper from moving, so that when I re-stamp it will be in the same position. Not a good press. I want lots of that Versamark on. Okay, and then I can move down 3. Okay, and then I can lift that out and I can move down 3. Let me just make sure that's not going to infringe. No, it's not. And if I just move my magnet up there, to be careful with those magnets, they're ever so strong. And by their very nature, magnets are brittle, so if you drop them or they bang together, they will break, so please be careful. I'll just ink up and see if I can ink some more flowers. This bottom one's off of the platform, so I won't be stamping that one. Okay. So now I can just remove that, and I can remove that platform and move those away to clean them. Move my magnet. And what I'm going to do before it attaches onto something else, I'm going to put it in the bottom where it belongs. Now my luck, I'll drop it. Okay, so now I'm going to add white embossing powder and hope that it's put enough ink on there. It looks like it has. Yeah, it's done it nicely. So, let's have a look. You could, you know, ink up an entire sheet and have that as your background. I want to cut these out, so let's have a look. Beautiful, just like stick it all on. I can't see where I've where I've heat embossed now. There we go. Okay. Let me just do that one a little bit more. There we go. Right, so I'm going to heat emboss that and then I shall be back. Okay, so I have heat embossed those. You probably can't see them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start and I'm going to try and do a bit of watercolouring. So I'm just going to add some water to these flowers just to dampen the paper so it takes the ink nicely. And then I'm going to use some of the Stampin' Up inks, which you can use just like a paint palette because they are water based. So you squeeze the, when they're closed like so, just squeeze the lid to transfer some of the ink onto the inside, and then you've got a little paint palette there. Okay, so and then you just start and add it to your watercolour image there. Okay, just dab it on and then the water spreads the ink. Okay, and it will just spread up itself and it'll look lovely and really cool. I'm just spreading that. Okay, that's basically what you do. That's the basic principle, and if it spreads outside the flowers, I'm not worried because I'm going to cut them out anyway. Okay. Give that a rinse and get my tissue. It's just a little bit wet there, just dab a bit off. So take your time over this. I may well pause and come back and add some blue to the outer edge. Leave it to transfer into each other. Oops, that's the wrong water. And that will all bleed into each other and just make a really pretty design. Okay, just give it a dab. I want mine quite light and quite subtle. So you just keep adding it until you're happy with the colour. I just want it a little bit darker around the edges. And as you dab it, it will wipe any excess off of the embossing ink so that you can see those white outer edges really nicely. I'm just going to put some blue in the middle. Okay. And then just dab it again. And then you just continue doing that and fill your page with lots of pretty flowers. Now I'm not going to do the whole lot on camera, so it'll take me forever and I don't know how to speed them up, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to continue to paint my flowers, and if I feel like I need some more I will heat emboss some more, and then I will cut them all out, and when I'm at that stage I'll come back to you. Because I just think that otherwise the video will be really long and you'll get really bored. I won't be long. I'm back and I have some beautifully watercoloured and cut out flowers and leaves, and the look of these is just stunning. The watercolours have blended together and it's just really very subtle and very pretty. I'm really pleased. So let's just bob those there a moment. So I have decided I'm going to make a larger card than I normally do, so I've cut my cardstock to 10 by 7, score it at 5, and then my stamping layer, what's going to be my stamping layer, is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, so it's going to be a bit larger than normal. While I'm here, I'm just going to look for some gems. There we go, just bob them to one side because I might need those. What else might I need? My pokey tool, my scissors and stuff. Right, so what I want to do is I want to do a bit of a background, and I'm going to use another part of the Falling Flowers stamp, which is this one, which I absolutely love, and I'm going to use Purpose As. Okay, and we'll have a sentiment if I've got room. I don't know if I've got room. I need to be quick because it's nearly time to go for the school run. Something, my mat's not level. Oh, something was stuck under my mat then, I do apologise. So I'm using Purpose As and I'm stamping off, and I'm going to just stamp one that way, and I'll ink it again and stamp off and stamp the other way. And this is a beautiful stamp. I absolutely adore it. And I want the main focus of the florally bit in each corner, and then I'm going to assemble these sort of in the middle. I'm going to try. Right, so another thing I just want to do before I assemble those is I'm going to just ink the edges of this in Pull Party. So I'm using my stamping sponge and I'm just going to gently ink all the way around just to give it a softer look. I'm using it's just a non-stick sort of mat. Actually I could do with a new one. My lovely friend Sandra got it for me from Ali Pally, from the Alexander Palace or Crystal Palace, or where is it? I don't know which it is. It's one of the big craft fairs down south that I have not been able to get to as yet, but I'm hoping to go next time. I'm just going to ink heavier on the corners because that's how I like it. I just like that kind of dreamy look there. Oops, sliding all over the place. And then I'm just going to get my watercoloured components. And can you tell it's nearly time for the school run? I'm like inking like Speedy Gonzales. You probably hear my phone alarm go off. I'm always doing about 10 jobs at once. Jack of all trades and master of none, that's what they say, isn't it? I try my best. That is the peril of the working mum. I'm working from home trying to juggle 10 balls with one pair of hands. Oh dear me. But I wouldn't change it. I love what I do. I am very lucky that I get to be creative when it suits me. Very lucky. So I'm just flicking these with some, like I say, it's Pull Party on a sponge, just to soften those edges. I like turning up to school with green fingers. All other mums are probably like, oh, good grief, have you seen the state of her? They don't understand. Oh dear, and I choose not to care. Right, so there we go. I'm going to just attach my card base first before I attach my flowers, or else I might struggle. I'm just using tear tape because glue can sometimes make the card a bit lumpy and bumpy, and I want it nice and flat. Okay. I get to have the weekend off soon. We've got our big Stampin' Up event coming. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I get to meet all of my friends and get to see all of the new goodies. Can't wait. So, I'm just lining that up on there nicely. There we go. And then I'm going to start and assemble these. I'll just have that flat actually. And I'm going to use, I think I'll glue the leaves with wet glue, and then I'll use dimensionals for the flowers. So let's have a look. I don't actually know how I'm going to assemble them. I haven't decided. Let's have a look. I think I'll just go with whatever takes my fancy as I stick it down. I think sometimes you can overthink things and worry about things far too much. Okay, we'll have that then I might have room for a sentiment up there if I'm lucky. Which I should have done first really. Had a thought on. But there you go, never mind. Right, so I'm going to select which flowers I like the best. I might not use all of them. I definitely want this one. This one's pretty. Let's get this one on. Some dimensionals. So there's quite a bit of process to this card. It's a bit, you know, one of those you need to take a little bit of time on because you're hand watercolouring your flowers, but you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be a 2-minute card. It can take you, you know, a bit of time and a bit of just enjoy creating something that's totally yours and you've just made up out of your own head sort of thing. Okay. No, I want one over there. I'm not too worried about them being perfect. They certainly aren't perfect in the wild, are they, flowers? We'll have this little one over here. And how nice to just go that extra mile and just make your own flowers. I'm just wondering. Have that one under there. Yeah. Shall I? I shall have it over there. I'm overthinking now. See, I'm having it there. Slide it under and pop it there. And I'm happy with those. I'm going to add some of these with my pokey tool because I absolutely love them. I think they're really, really pretty. So I'm going to add one to the centre of that coordinates, and to the centre of that. Love these. They're so pretty. They really do just add a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of something else to your project. I'll put that there. Like so, and I'm happy with that as well. I just want a sentiment there now. Let's have a look what we're going to have. I did pick this stamp set here, but I'm starting to think that it's a bit big. Let's have a look, see if we can fit that one on. You Are Amazing. Where's it gone? Is it that one? What's that say? You Are Amazing. I really should have done this before I really should have done this before I assembled my card. Not to worry. You know me. I tend to act first and do later. Right, I'm going to use basic black. And we're going to pray that it stamps nice, or else we've had it. Our card's wrecked. Right, let me get that, see if that's straight. I'm not convinced that's straight on my block. It's not too bad. Right, fingers crossed, ladies and gents. Ta-da! Yay! We did it! And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add, I just want to add some of these because I just want to use them up, and I'm going to add them to the little ball parts of this floral arrangement there. Let's have a look, what size is that one? I just think they just add just a little something, and I think that'll do. I think that's it. I think we'll leave it at that. And I think that's really, really, really lovely. I hope you'll give that a try. And try doing some of your own watercolouring on some of your elements. Ooh, just in the nick of time. That's my alarm to go do the school run. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.